Hey, what's going on? It's Deletekingspodcast, and I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia for the podcast summit. So, what I'm going to do in this video, I just thought about it. I'm actually going to do a review on the 2024 podcast summit by David Chans and Donnie. So, I got to meet these amazing people this weekend. So, what I'm going to do in this video, I'm still in Atlanta the day after. And I was just thinking to myself, why not just do a review on how I thought the event went? Because I believe it's extremely underrated. It's extremely underrated, or it's just super niched down that the right amount of people come because whoever shows up is meant to be there. That's what the vibe feels like. But, anyways, my name is Ty, aka Delete King 850, and I was just thinking to myself while I'm sitting here, waiting for my flight tomorrow morning. I'm like, I ain't shoot no content, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna break down like how the event went, why I even came here, and things that I feel like could be improved on. But honestly, I give it a 10 out of 10. And then I'm gonna do my review. I might make this video into a short little podcast, right? Because that's the vibes all weekend. People just recording and getting content, not being scared to talk to the camera. So I ain't do much of a mic test. I ain't do much of I just like turn the camera on, start recording. Hopefully, I don't have to edit this video. But let's just dive straight into it. And I'll just get through my review straight through, right? So, my opinion of the 2024 podcast summit, absolutely amazing, right? Now, I'm gonna try and find some critiques here, but why did I think it was amazing? Is it worth coming to? Well, first off, let's talk about how I got here and price, right? You can get tickets anywhere from, depending on how early you get them. Like I had a friend that got them for like, I don't know, like 200 some. And then I think it was like an early bird ticket or whatever discount price. I don't know, it was Black Friday. However, she got those tickets. She got them tickets at a great deal. Now, David did a short little tour promoting the podcast summit. And the day he was in Chicago, I didn't even know. I was just scrolling on Instagram and he was on live saying I'm in Chicago. I was like, what's he doing in Chicago? Like I didn't know. But I showed up at the event that night because why? I'm a podcaster, right? I got the Delete Kings podcast. Come on now. If I take that serious, I got to get around the people that are the greatest people in podcasting, right? I think very highly of Dave and Donnie, and I listen to their podcast damn near almost every day. There's a handful of podcasts that I still listen to this day, so it's like, yeah, top three. So at the end of the day, I need to get close to the people I'm influenced by and the people that inspired me to do, what I do and actually take podcasting serious. So went to his event and it was a free event. I'm like, damn, it's even free to get inside, got the network. I went there to network. That's another reason why I flew all the way down here as well, to network. If anybody's going to show up in a room like that, it's because those are the type of people that are like-minded. They think like me. They felt like they had to be there, right? So let me network with these like-minded people, given that I don't be outside much, right? I wouldn't even say I'm a people person. But at the end of the day, I had to, start popping outside, networking. Cool. Got the ticket at that event that night. It was an amazing deal, right? Otherwise, probably would have been 1,000 plus for the VIP passes, right? So why did I choose to get VIP versus general, right? So they set it up like, hey, man, you might in the podcast booth. They had a booth just for podcasting, like a whole ballroom, and then there's just like 30 or 50 different little podcast hubs or pods that you could do a podcast. Now you might see like him 500, Neo, Marcus, like the other Marcus. Like you might see Schmitty the Dope, Schmitty the Goat, Princess. You might see everybody. I saw CEO Matty J. Like you might see somebody there on the spot and convince them to go do a podcast with you, right? I was even shocked that even after David got I want to say his speech done or got done teaching 1,000 people, right? His secret sauce on stage, he was in the podcast booth with a young lady that was taking up a lot of his time, but he was so patient, and somebody got him on a podcast, one of them pods. I was shocked. I was like, yo, you ain't tired, fam? Like, no. He was back there. So that was why I chose to get the VIP pass. Did I take advantage and film a podcast while I was down here? Unfortunately, I did not. Um, so and I seen Marvin Francis too, man. Shout out to him. I seen a lot of people that I usually see on social media here. Not the main reason I came, but part of it is networking. You know what I mean? You got to start popping out to these events where there's other entrepreneurs at the end of the day. And in a perfect world, I would have brought my team here, which is just, my mentee and my editor and things of that nature. Like I would have came here with a team, and then we got the cameras out, uniform, all that. But I was like, you know what? Hey, baby steps. So come out here, network as much as possible, and I did. And like one of the last people I connected with was from Chicago. I just seen the logo on his hat as well. He's from Chicago. Like, boom, I've been trying to find people from Chicago. But I know there's no particular order. I'm kind of rambling a little bit of like my review of the podcast summit. But if I were to go in order, reason that I came and my first impressions and the reason I got VIP. So there's like levels to getting to the podcast summit. You get the general ticket, right, where you're probably sitting at the back, and then you get the VIP ticket where you get the walk in before the people that got the general tickets, and you have access to the booths, and you got early registration for the VIP, and then you have the All-Star. Right, I seen these passes where some said All-Star and some said alumni or whatever, and some said like the other passes was the staff, I guess, the people running the event, staff passes. So those are all the different levels pretty much. I think All-Star had the lunch, the dinners, the VIPs, all of that stuff taken care of. They might have had backstage passes with the All-Star stuff. They got the walk in front. They got the walk into the ballroom first. So, we were all waiting at the door at 9 a.m., 9:15, 9:20, boom, cameras come, boom, doors open, All-Star people only, everybody else, what I'm saying. So All-Star people get the All-Star, then VIP, then everybody else, they get scramble for a seat, right? So definitely happy I got to sit up front. Shout out to Herm, CEO, CEO Haitian, Haitian CEO. Why am I messing up his name? Hey, CEO. Got to meet him for the first time. Somebody I've been following for years. Pretty much in the room with everybody. It was a big deal. That was kind of cool. Said what up, gave him his flowers. Like, yo, like, you that nigga, bro. Like, you the man. Anyways, so we was like front row. Had to pay attention, taking notes, all that good stuff. So day one goes how I expected to go. Like I'm learning stuff. I'm searching for information that I don't already know. And pretty much you're going to be able to go through the app. You're going to be able to, okay, 10 minutes. All right. So you're going to be able to go through the app and essentially, pick which room you want to go to. So I think Donnie starts off the show, right? Donnie starts off the show. It's a lot of high energy. And people are like the DJ's just killing it. The DJ is just killing it. High energy, high vibes, and all of that good stuff, man. So Donnie starts off the show, and then she breaks everything down, and then she sort of announces who's gonna be in what room, and what times you gotta be there. And then there's like a hallway where it's just like, just go network, go network in the hallway, and then So you can pretty much choose which rooms you want to be in. The rooms that I found to be the most beneficial were definitely the AI room. Well, I'm calling it the AI room, and I'm probably not gonna remember the lady's name, um, but she has some really really good information, right? So I don't remember every single room. There was a lot of things to learn. There's video editing, podcast setup. There's how to grow and find sponsors, how to grow on YouTube. There was just so many things relevant to growing and scaling a podcast or even starting a podcast, wherever level you were. I know Runaway Billionaire was there as well, teaching you how to, use ManyChat to automate your social media messaging. And I know that's just like a little bit of what that guy does. That guy got a lot of credibility on his page where he helps a lot of people. So I know he gave some gems on there where I know a lot of people didn't know about ManyChat. I definitely stayed in that room. And then I went to Brandon Shotme's room where he was saying how, he ain't got to lift a finger. He just sends it to the editors and how to pretty much start an agency where you're a content creation agency and, it's best to get those clients, work with businesses and people that can pay you on a monthly basis to do all their content. They're going to shoot all their content in 4 hours, one day. And then, you don't want to say you're going to get this amount of videos for 1 month. No, how about unlimited amount of videos? I'm probably giving away the sauce, that he was talking about. But ultimately, you offer somebody a package deal where they're just going to get all the content they need for like a month or however long, and then you got them on retainer, and then you have your editors edit, and you ain't got to lift a finger and waste your time editing, I guess, which is a problem I got to go home and solve and find me an editor. Something I've been trying to find my entire life is an editor, right? Hopefully I get through this video without having to edit, and I'll just keep all the stutters and all the times I say, you know what I mean? All that good stuff. I'm going to just make this video straight through, but it's going to be podcast vibes because I see I'm already 13 minutes in, but we are getting through the review of the podcast summit. So summarizing day one, you did see a lot of heavy hitters walking around in the hallway that, everybody's down to earth. Even my friend was saying like, man, you meet some of these people and they're actually pretty cool. Like, I met David again, and, took some pictures with everybody. I got to meet Donnie as well before on the last day. She was just walking around so accessible to actually speak to, down to earth. That's the thing. Like everybody's like cool. Like nobody's really like you. Everybody you can approach and just actually network with them. That's the vibes that you're getting. And then everybody, people are at different levels. Maybe some people don't haven't gotten started yet, and maybe some people are just growing. And then you're gonna meet some people that are just experts in their field. Shout out to this one guy. I think his name was Trello. This guy was sitting next to me, right? Like, I was sitting in the front. CEO Matty J, sits there. Oh shit, it's the GOAT. I it's like, what up? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna, ambush him when, the speaker's talking. But, and then he dips, real quick, because we were just sitting there for a quick second. And he goes backstage. And then the guy next to me is the guy I think his name is Trello. He's like, yo, what up? And it's networking, right? He points out like one or two things. He looks at my Instagram, he points out one or two things. I'm like, yo, what? And I see he got like another page with like 600,000 followers. This guy gave me what I feel is a little bit of advice, which is like going to help me fix my growth on social media, something I've been struggling with. Right? And I'm like that. He's like, yeah, you never know who you're sitting next to, man. I'm cool with it. A lot of people here. You also saw Rich and Unemployed, Mr. Finesse, or Jonathan Dubaton. You just can't call him broke, I went to his room as well. He was saying, hey, nobody cares about your name. Like your stage name or social media name is more like Deleteking 850. Like, I should probably introduce myself to everybody, Deleteking 850, rather than Ty. Like Ty, one syllable. Like, is it forgettable? I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but Delete King 850. That's like a lot of syllables, more than like anybody else in the space. I've like kind of counted and it's like, damn, what do I go? He was saying, one, take the word podcast out your whole, like, whether it's on your Instagram name or just maybe your YouTube channel. Just nobody, like, podcast, cool, you do it. Like, it's more about your brand, more about your brand. And he went into like branding, and then he has like 3 brands, and he has some good things in that room, and like he is who he is in real life. Like, ladies in the front row was trying to like flirt in a sense where I want you on my podcast. And it was kind of funny. I was like, yo, you can't even turn it off. Like, it is what it is. Like, yo, shout out to him. A lot of respect. With that room was cool. That room was pretty cool. But speaking of cool, all the rooms are freezing cold. You know what I mean? So you kind of know that just generally when you go to like conferences and things that are taking place in like hotels, like lobbies either freezing, or ballrooms, or even when you go to weddings, it's kind of expected to like, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be really, really cold. Like it's gonna feel like 40 degrees in there, freezing. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't got enough iron. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's just, not enough body fat or something. I'm cold. Yes, so I definitely had the jacket on. That is like the biggest critique. If you were waiting for me to say something negative about this, and it's not even about the event. It's just that's just everywhere. Like, it should be cold. So it could be a personal problem. But at the end of the day, yeah, it was freezing. I was like bouncing from room to room. I think there was one guy called, I think, I don't know, it was Mondi or something, start with an M, but he had a lot of followers. So I was like walking back and forth while Mr. Finesse was talking. I was going to that room. I was trying to grab some gems from like, the other guy's room simultaneously. That's how bad I really wanted to learn. I'm like, I want to miss out what he's talking about in case he got some sauce. But he kept on talking about some that, like, it was like more examples. And I was like, where's the strategy? Tell me something I don't know. You know what? I'm going back to finesse room. So I literally went back and forth at least twice. And then I like sort of caught at the end. That room was all right. But finesse room, that was off the chain. It was cool. I was trying to find out information that he didn't already say on his YouTube channel. What else? I don't want to be long-winded with this review, but to sum it all up, because it's not organized, like I don't have bullet points, but I'm sort of just mixing in the good with the bad, where there's barely any bad, but that's probably my personal opinion. I think you should get to the next one for sure. Will I go to the next one? Yeah. I know there's like InvestFest coming up, but I think, personal opinion, I've never been to InvestFest, but this sort of vibe is kind of like, it's like I don't know. I don't like people, so it's like I don't know. I like being in a whole room with 1 million people. I just like this better. I don't know. Just from what I've seen online, I just think like this is more chill. Like, it's not about like anybody with clout. I think, I don't know, maybe B Simone that was on stage. He was maybe the most famous person here. I don't know. Or by this time, him 500 is the most famous person. He wasn't like a speaker or nothing. Like, fame. It wasn't about fame. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like no unnecessary hype when it comes to like the podcast summit. But it's the same type of energy where everybody's like entrepreneurs or like, has something to say. Well, it's the podcast summit. So everybody got something to say, that's valuable to the world, and sharing and just connecting and networking. But I cannot do any sort of comparison to InvestFest whatsoever because I've never been, so I can't speak on it other than what I've seen on social media. But I might go to InvestFest. I don't know. But vibes like this, 1,000 people came through? I don't know. I can't count. Felt like it, definitely, yeah, because it was different ballrooms and stuff. But it was definitely dope. I like the vibe. I like the energy. Yeah, day 2, same thing. It was pretty straightforward. Like doors open at 9:30 for real. But like, yeah, man, you walk in, people was dancing in the front. People was doing like the slides, and then you turn around. I was like, yo, it's like the energy was real, you know. But other than that, you are learning stuff that could like. I felt like I learned a few things. Um, should I repeat what I learned? Well, this guy Marcus came up there. He's always wearing like green, and that's his brand. Man, I watch his YouTube already, so I was expecting him to say some dope shit. But like when he got up there on stage, it made me feel like, yo, hopping on this flight was worth hearing what he just said. And he probably already said something similar on his YouTube channel. But he was pretty much saying like, don't let your yesterday kind of hold you back, and that's what's really stopping you for real. Cause man, I got scammed, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I took some L's on my journey on the way up. You know, every entrepreneur got ups and downs, but I'm just like, you know, I can't let those things stop me from investing in my future and doing the things that I know needs to get done. He was just saying like, yo, if you're gonna invest, if you're really going to like get to where you're trying to go, I think Dave was saying this in his speech as well. Like just imagine you not really investing in your future millionaire self. You know, it was something to that degree. I'm probably gonna misquote it if I try and quote it again, but I was taking notes. But it was just like, if you hear that enough time, you're gonna be like, yo, would you? I mean, the pain of making that investment into yourself, into your business, into your next mentor versus like the pain of regret. Like you can't go back in time. Like damn, I don't want to regret nothing, you know. So, oh yeah, they did the hot seat. Man, they did the hot seat like the second day, where it's like I guess like they dropped it in the app, like the link to apply for the hot seat, and I was low key trying to apply, but the link didn't work. It was like a Google survey thing. I was like, why is the link not working? I was copying and pasting it, but they already had whoever's name picked out for the hot seat. But I went to like snatch breakfast by the time they like picked, so I was assuming, man, did they pick somebody out the crowd? Because I would definitely would have raised my hand, and you know, um, but yeah, who they picked for the hot seat, it was pretty good. It was pretty cool. It was like typical hot seat, like, bro, have you ever asked yourself how much you actually want to make? Like, start there. Like, work backwards. Not like, yeah, his answer was 7 figures. Like, yeah, same vague answer. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then Dave, you know, did his thing. And then, you know, they made live calls, like, call somebody right now on your phone. It was kind of funny. It was cool. It was cool. That was a vibe. And then there was this guy that, you know, chimed in from all the way in the back. And that was a moment too, because I thought it was like, yo, that was a moment. That was funny. There was a guy that chimed in, was making comments from the back, but he was legally blind. And then his wife stood up, sort of like not reiterated what he was trying to say, but made it clear. But when his wife got up, yo, it was almost like tense. But, you know, going back and forth with Dave, just talking. But the way she was able to articulate herself, yo, and like defend her husband and saying he wasn't asking for a handout, blah, 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 blah. He's legally blind and blah, 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 blah. He's trying to hear you better so he can take better notes. He wasn't just asking to come to the front for no reason. He was like, and it's one of those things where, like, if you don't say nothing, if you don't ask, like, it's like those closed mouths don't get fed situation. Like, if you don't ask, then you don't eat type thing. That man was bold enough to ask, but it wasn't one of those, like she clarified he was asking for these reasons, right? And it worked out. Everybody cheered him to the front. He ended up sitting, like, right in front of me, funny enough, because he would, like, Dave was like, all right, you know, Dave was a nice guy. Like, you know, he's like, you know, just he was like, yeah, you know what? She clarified what was, you know, because it was almost like toxic, right? It was one of those like, is this guy trolling? Like, but no, like, based on how that conversation went, I don't know how they're gonna do the replays. I know a lot of people tune in virtually as well, but the room, the vibe, and the energy in the room was pretty decent. I'm at 25 minutes. Oh, okay, time's just flying by. I don't want to make this video too long, but then again, I want y'all to know like this podcast summit is pretty dope. That's why I'm making a video about it. Why I failed to use the podcast pause like I should have. I even wanted to do a testimonial in front of one of those things where they had up. You know what I mean? They had like 3 cameras set up. Don't walk past one of those things because like you probably gonna end up on the website, the main website, promote your brand and whatever. I don't know. I walked past it when I was like, I'll come back to that. Don't do that, guys. If you're gonna like, like one, I wasn't even trying to walk past anybody. I was trying to get out of my introverted shell and like just like literally to the degree that it was noticeable. I'm going up to every single body and get everybody's IG. I did it a few times. Like, hey, what's up? Just want to network. Who are you? What do you do? Blah, blah, where you from? I did it a few times, more than I usually do on a regular basis. But yeah, the whole thing where you probably give like a testimonial to the podcast summit. I guess this is my testimonial because, you know what I'm saying? I think it was pretty cool personally. I take my podcast very serious. I spend a lot of time on my podcast. I put a lot of hours into it. And for like this vision that I have, that it will bring back some sort of return on an investment. I have a business plan. My podcast is my funnel to my business services where, we help people get business funding and, educate the people, financial literacy, all that good stuff, help you get an 850 credit score and $850,000 in business funding. That's my whole thing, right? And so the podcast is literally just my favorite subject that I get to talk about, and then I bring people on, talk about what they're experts in, and then, something where you're going to watch something, learn something, be entertained at the same time, but you're going to gain something from each episode, even if it's a little bit. You're going to, watch something, get smarter, blah, 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 blah. Cool. Awesome podcast. Like and subscribe. It's going to be on this channel too, the Delete Kings podcast. But back to the summit. Yeah, all of it was dope. Bring your jacket. Don't be scared to network. And everybody's approachable, respectable, positive vibes. Was the VIP tickets worth it? In my opinion, yeah. I don't know if anybody that didn't have a VIP ticket was able to freely walk into the podcast booths. I didn't really notice. I didn't really pay attention. But what else? And this one was downtown Atlanta. They're probably going to do different cities and stuff. Downtown Atlanta is downtown Atlanta. But there was a place to eat like a block and a half away with like 50 different restaurants. It was pretty interesting. So food is downtown Atlanta. So yeah. Other than that, it was pretty cool. Now, that was the podcast summit review. I'm probably going to ramble on about some other stuff that I seen here. And like I said, I'm still here. So I was like, I feel so guilty that I had this camera in my bag, right? And I got my laptop. Has a carry-on. And I kind of try to vlog the first day, just like, I'm like, they already got, it's like, what am I doing? Am I going to vlog this or not? Right? Like, I hate walking around with this camera. It's 10 pounds. It's the Sony A7S Mark III. And I'm like, do I vlog? Like, I have my team here. I have my team here to really, like get the content the way I had it in my head. So I was like, okay, if I run into so-and-so. But, like, you can really come here with your cell phone and get what you need to have done. There were other people with their cameras. But I was like, yo, you see I'm in Atlanta, right? Otherwise, I had I posted a little bit on my story. But it's like, damn, I ain't going to film nothing. I already missed the pods to shoot the podcast in. I was like, let me at least film something for the YouTube channel and just post it in real time. I might just post it the raw clip. If I do that, I need y'all to like and subscribe because that takes a lot of courage. Not to add my lower thirds, not to add no videos, no B-roll, no nothing. I might just post a raw clip and then edit it later because that's another thing I struggle with. It's like I'm 6 months behind on podcast episodes that I already got in the chamber. Recent episodes, never able to post the same week I record them. And even just, my vlogs, I'm definitely 2 years behind on that. But I just need y'all to support this channel. Just, a little bit of encouragement. Like and subscribe and pray for me, y'all. Pray for me that I find the right editor that can keep up with my editing style and I don't let perfection be the reason that I'm not progressing, At the end of the day, am trying to grow. So leave a comment down below. Follow me on Instagram. Follow the podcast page, the Delete King Podcast. Just support your boy, and I will respond to the comments. To everybody has a form of appreciation. I'm building my community out right now. Literally, the school is active. That's SKOOL, Delete Kingdom. That's active. That's lit as of right now. Building that community up. Still got the free Facebook page, Delete Kingdom, as well. But I've managed to finish my course like a week ago. No, I finished that joint a couple weeks ago, working on the funnels and things of that nature. But that's everything I got going on. Just to wrap up this video, just so y'all can get in tune. One thing that I found interesting, I don't know why I'm gonna mention this. This is really pointless, but I'm curious if Donnie is gonna mention like how she got treated with the. It's funny. I watched the Social Proof podcast, and Donnie was talking about. She was talking about how she don't deal with no regular Lyfts and regular Ubers because they always dirty. So I watched that episode, and in real life, like I see, like she's walking to the exit, cool. On the way out, this is right an hour after I got to meet her, introduce myself, give her flowers, like you're amazing. I watch your episodes all the time. Can I get a quick picture? Boom. Then she's exiting the hotel a little bit later. I see this limo and it, her Suburban, black truck, pull up correct, whatever. She's talking to like somebody on the way out on the exit, and I see like her limo driver. One, like, cause that truck was only joint on the license plate. It said limo, so I'm like, boom, like okay, that's cool. And then like. It was so, like, that guy was just rude as hell. Like, wouldn't get out the car to, like, get her bags. And then, like, body language, I was watching it from a distance, but I was like, damn, she just worked 2 days, probably tired as hell, had to network, had to do all that. And, she just did an amazing job, and the buddy's, like, killing her vibe. I'm so curious. I'm mentioning on this right now because I wonder if I'm going to see her mention that because Buddy was rude. And then she was like, I think her body language, I wasn't from a distance, so she's like, I can order another car. Is this an issue type of thing? I think he was just mad about pulling in the traffic of the hotel or something like that. But yeah, it was weird because he like opened the trunk, went back there. His volume was way higher than it needed to be, but he wasn't like yelling, but he was like, he was like clearly irritated. I was like concerned for her safety at that point. I'm like, oh, damn. Whole time he not even knowing he dealing with the queen of somebody that just accomplished something amazing. Like, millionaire, like he you know what I'm saying, could have got a tip or some just, but it's so I was like, damn, that's entrepreneur. That's some. I just witnessed something that happens to us entrepreneurs. Like we deal with a lot of shit low key. I just thought that was like, I don't know, humorous. The fact that I've seen her mention, something like that on her podcast prior, and I like seen it in real life. But if I edit anything out of this video, it's probably gonna be that thing, And she ordered it. She let that driver just be on her way. She did not get in the car with that guy. He was an asshole. And I think she just ordered another limo, not an Uber, not a Lyft. I think that was cool. She a boss. Shout out to her. And yeah, what else? I'm not gonna hog all the attention, man. If y'all made it this far in the review. Definitely check out, podcastsummit.com, wherever they post it. I don't got no sort of affiliate or anything or no motive to really, promote it. But outside of just showing my love and appreciation for the GOATs, will I end up doing the podcast mentorship with CJ and David? Maybe eventually. I mean, David is the GOAT, and his homie CJ, right? The guy that helped. I'm gonna butcher his name, but this one artist who was amazing, and his wife is named Fat, but whatever. CJ, the secret connect, plug, mastermind, the wizard behind the scenes. So they're doing the sort of mentorship for podcasting that you could sign up for, and they're gonna hop on a call with you every week. I think that was awesome, and really show you how to get the bag with podcasting. And I think CJ was not on the list of speakers, which is funny, which means maybe he's not really on social media like that. Maybe this guy is really, really hard to get in touch with, because he might because to the degree where he's a behind the scenes guy. You gotta know somebody. You really gotta go through Dave. So whoever takes advantage of that, I'm looking to see how that goes, because CJ, he seems like a big deal. Helps a lot of people make a lot of money. Helped that one guy make I'm gonna butcher his name. He's Nigerian. Or no, I don't know if he's Nigerian. I don't know. They got African roots, and it's a family. The one rapper that wears mint green and raps with his wife, who he calls Fat. I'm gonna butcher the name. I apologize, but if I try to pronounce the name, I'm gonna mess it up. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this joint up, and that's my review of the podcast summit for 2024. It was dope. Like and subscribe to this video. And yeah, y'all should probably get into that podcast mastermind thing. I might do it. I'm still thinking about it. All right, y'all. Peace.